Hell yeah, guys. I'm just here at the front end shop picking the car up. I couldn't believe, well, it wasn't terrible, but man, I got to tell you guys, if you come out here, come to the front end shop in Farmingdale, this place is absolutely incredible. Been here 41 years, and you can tell that these guys absolutely know what they're doing. All right, guys, we are on our way back home. We got the SS in tow, as you can see. I tried something a little different with the setup. Well, I actually moved it a bit more forward, put a little bit more weight on the tongue. So I got to thinking about why it might have been doing that. And it was definitely user error, because now with a little bit more weight on the tongue, the truck suspension is compressed a little bit more, much stiffer, feels much more controlled. And that's not to say it was like really felt like, you know, out of control before, but I didn't like that bounce. Now you don't feel any racking with the suspension. You don't feel that bouncy feeling, that kind of like if you hit like slower road bumps and stuff, you don't feel any of that now. It feels real stiff, like it's almost locked onto the back now. So very happy with the setup now. So I just got to know, I marked it, I know roughly where it is on the trailer now, so I'll pardon me, end up putting it there. Fat guy burp. Putting it there from here on out. But guys, I cannot say enough good things about this place. They got me in super late yesterday and got me out before lunchtime today, and they were on the phone with me a couple different times asking me, you know, how, you know, what was I, you know, how was I going to use the SS, you know, for like the drag racing scenario. You dragging a lot, like, because they have different ways that they like to set the suspensions up for the different vehicles. So I mean, that gives you a lot of peace of mind to know that these guys really, you know, 41 years, like I said, right? 41 years of experience. So if I said I had a tenth of the understanding of suspensions these guys do, I'd be doing them a disservice. But they lifted the car up at varying heights to simulate a launch scenario, squat in the back and figuring out, you know, what the suspension was doing. So they're very happy with the rear setup. We should go dead straight. And we compromised a little on the front setup, only because, like, I really want to drive this car and I don't want to have as much excessive road diving. So like if there's a crown on the road, if I went a little too much more of the toe, that when I would launch, you know, when you're accelerating, the car will squat, the front comes up a little bit, then settles down. But like that settling point is where we try to figure out like what's the road manners going to do. And if you go too much, then you feel too much of the road. Yeah, I'll probably wear the tires a little bit more aggressively, but I'll trade that since I don't drive this damn thing nearly as much, guys. But let's get home. I'll pull out the sheet. We'll go through it. If I can figure out how to get the damn car out of the driveway, we'll take it for a ride too, and I'll give you my impressions. But I'm excited, guys. I hope you are too. Talk to you soon. Guys, this is a cool spot here. Going through, I'm gonna get the windows open so you can hear her working. Has a cool S-curve there. If you're not paying attention driving down there, you could flip your car over on that, or drive into the wall, or lose your trailer, all that type of stuff. So, all fun stuff. All right, YouTube, how you doing? Believe it or not, I'm back in the garage. You haven't seen this view in a while. Finally got a chance to talk a little bit about the SS, as you know, from the truck videos. The SS is finally aligned. I've got the receipt and the before and afters here that I wanted to go over a little bit. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on. The showdown, tickets for the showdown have gone live, and my goodness. I already, in the first night alone, we have sold, I say we, me, 22 tickets, something like that already, 22 entries. I usually try to cap it around like 75 folks, and I usually don't get this many until about a couple weeks before the event, and we still have several months. So things are looking real good. That is October 16th. It's a Saturday. Mark it on your calendars. Cecil County Dragway in Rising Sun, Maryland. We've been very blessed with some great weather the last few times, so you know, try to make it out. It's a predominantly Holden event. I like to keep it GM mostly. However, there are quite a solid Mopar contingent with Hellcats, We've had a few Demons there. There's the Challengers, Chargers, had a Trackhawk there. And then we get a few import guys, but I like to let them come in as well because I have a very simple thing. You've heard me say before, you pay, you play. So if folks show up, they pay. I like to do an online registration. Link will be available somewhere around here. You can go to my website and register for the event. I'll put the Facebook link and everything. That'll take you to it. But enough of that. Got the SS here finally. Like I said, finally got a line. I have not had a chance to get it out and really drive it. Every time I had a chance to take it out, it poured. And with this much power in a car, I just don't feel comfortable really driving it, you know, in a sporty fashion, should we say, when it's soaking wet out. Plus, I haven't really fully figured out how to get the car out of the driveway without loading it up on the trailer. Believe it or not, I'm having a huge problem getting people, well, maybe you don't, maybe it's not a big surprise, but I'm really having a hard time getting contractors to come out to the house. Called 7 folks, 2 showed up. First guy appeared a bit drunk, so not an easy way to say that, but he appeared to be a little sauced up at about 9 a.m. So that's not a good start. And the second gentleman is extremely high quality work, is really booked up. So that's going to be difficult to figure out because I really got to get this done now. But woe is me, Crimey River. SS, alignment, what are we talking about? So I got to be honest with you. So first of all, Front End Shop Incorporated, 20 West Main Street in Farmingdale, New Jersey. If you're in that tri-state area, check these dudes out. Hopefully I get it in the frame here so you guys can see it. Farmingdale, New Jersey. These guys, absolutely ridiculous. First of all, class act, super communicative. So, like, I mean, we talked back and forth 3 or 4 times, and the car was there probably less than 12 hours. Talking about what I wanted, what type of alignment was I looking for? Was I looking at drag race, road race, etc.? Hint, hint. Answer is yes to all of the above. And are they cheap? No, but what, like, you're not paying a $99 lifetime alignment at this place. All right, you're getting guys who weigh the vehicle, or weight the seats, actually lift the front end of the vehicle at various heights to determine how the car behaves when it's in a launch situation. Then they start to measure camber, toe, and got the results of that. And we set it up so that it was kind of a hybrid, that it was nice and flat, running nice and straight down the track for now, because I am still shooting for that 9-second time slip, believe it or not, which I'm hoping on Friday she's going to be going out to do that. So, like, she's set up, ready to rock and roll, and I'm hoping to take her out to Cecil or Atco. I'm not 100% sure which one I want to do. Cecil's track surface is ridiculous. From everything I've heard from folks that have been there, is they took 2 months off to take care of the racers, and I cannot be more excited. Forgot to mention that in the promo earlier. Fat guy burp. Sorry about that. Okay, so without enough rambling here, what do I got going on? So before measurements, you're probably familiar. If you go to a good place, you get a readout like this. After I pulled the the suspension, did everything that I did to the car, springs, I was actually quite shocked at how much the suspension moved. So before it, now Grant, remember I slapped it together and didn't do anything with it. Camber was not horrible. About negative 0.1 on the driver's side, and I'm talking front, and 0.1 degrees on the passenger side. You could actually see that, so you could see the tire kind of leaning out with my calibrated eye. Caster was really didn't move. It was 7 degrees and 6.6 degrees. Really not that big a deal. Toe-in is super dramatic. Okay, so on the front, and this is the before again, 0.03 degrees, negative 0.03 degrees, and negative 0.11 degrees. Okay, so remember, if you're familiar, so camber is this, caster is this, okay? I'm sorry, caster is this. See, I'm already screwing it up. So if you're looking at the side of the car, it's this. Toe in is, you know, your tires, how they're pointing towards or away from one another. So you do too much inward, it's like snow plowing, scrubs the tires, scrubs the outside. Too much out, positive, scrubbing the inside. What is really, so the back, let me do the back first. So if you're looking at this, the before on the back, and I may actually freeze this. I'll take a picture and freeze it and talk through it. The left rear, negative 0.6 degrees camber, negative 0.9 degrees camber on the passenger side. What we ended up doing was just tightening up that negative point, the 0.9, get it both sides for camber. And for the toe, because the thing's going to squat when it's run down the track, we actually went like, you know, when you're actually leaning on it a little bit, it's 0.17 degrees in the back. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm reading the finish. Sorry. So it was actually out almost a half a degree on the driver's side and 0.18 degrees on the passenger side. So what we ended up doing in the back is just kind of squaring them up at around like 0.1, 1.7, 1.5, somewhere around there. So it should go nice and straight. And then we actually squared it up right around, really close to a degree of negative camber in the back. So that's pretty straightforward, and you can see kind of the final results right there. And what that's going to end up doing is when the car squats, it's going to straighten up the tires. And I don't know how well you can see what I'm doing here because I got the stupid paper here I'm holding. So what ends up happening is it's sitting like this, and then when it squats, it's going to do this. So it's going to straighten her up real nice. It should go very nice and straight down the track. The toe on the passenger side for the front was surprisingly bad. That came in, we kind of tightened everything up to like 0.01 to somewhere between 0.01, we'll just say an average of 0.02, negative 0.02 degrees. So we have ever so slightly that. What we noticed was because we lowered the car, the toe comes in much more dramatically as the car, so the toe moves a tremendous amount more because of that 1 inch lowered. So we had to find a happy medium. So when the car would accelerate, we're trying to make it so that it's not scrubbing, it's not shopping carting from caster, but it also isn't unpredictable going down the track, because I mean you're talking 130s, almost 140 with the car, and that starts to get a little nerve-wracking with it. So they set it up so it would go nice and straight down the track. I said I was willing to give up a little bit of ET, which if it goes 10.01, I'm going to probably regret that, but I can't tell you how happy I am with what these guys do. So I can't even do even a remote justice to what these guys did, like what these guys can do there. And as I mentioned earlier, once I get that 9-second time slip, I'm going to most likely be detuning it a bit. I'm going to probably go a little bit, well, we'll see. I'm going to go a little bit lower, a little bit larger upper pulley on it. I got a 0.7 down. It's got a 2.5 on there right now. I got a 2.7 down the basement. And I want to see what, I want to kind of detune a little bit just because I want to start road racing it a little bit more. I had mentioned that earlier. Believe it or not, we're actually putting together some events. A friend of mine, Buddy Austin, he's part of the Tri-State Hold'ems group. And I'll put a pointer to the video he just did. He just went out to Atlantic City, right outside Atlantic City, Bader Field, and did an SCCA event out there. Those guys are awesome. South Jersey SCCA, they're working with us to set up a road racing event there. It's going to be kind of a high-speed road course at Bader Field versus a more technical autocross event for our first event, only because I want to be able to event somewhat similar. We're trying to do something similar to what I'm doing for drag racing at Cecil. Try to keep it a reasonable car count, but like if you're not experienced in that area, I don't want a super technical course where you're mowing down cones left and right, and you're pissing people off. So this is much more high speed, more high speed turns. You got to like set up a line really well. So I'm very excited about that. And I want to start taking that car in to do this. I want to make some great content for you guys. Hope you enjoyed. So on that note, guys, like I said, check out the front end shop incorporated. I'll flash it all over the screen. I'll show a sweet picture of it. What did this cost me? It cost me about $211 to get the alignment done. I think it is incredibly good money, well spent. I can't wait to start driving this car, guys. I'm looking forward to Friday. Obviously, there's a little bit more towing involved with it, so we'll go out there. I'll give you my impressions. We figured it out. Driver error, user error on that initial video. Brought it forward maybe another 2 inches or so. Something like maybe like 3 to 4 inches forward on the trailer. Made a world of difference. The racking stopped, got a little bit more tongue weight, bouncing stopped, much more predictable. Felt like the whole thing was kind of locked together. So figured out the sweet spot on it. My fault. Nothing to blame for General Motors. You know, the squat, no big deal. Do I love the truck? You're goddamn right I love the truck. I got 20.5 miles per gallon. Let that sink in. 20.5 miles per gallon for that ride. Now, granted, you know, where I was driving, I could not go much faster than 65, 70. I was going, you know, anywhere from 55 to 70 or so, maybe a little faster on it. And but we'll just say around the speed limit, 65, with the weight. I love the truck, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I love it. But that's it for this episode. We are going to, next one you see will be for either ACO or Cecil, depending on how much pain I want to put myself through on a Friday traffic to get down to Cecil. $25 versus $40. May just end up going to ACO to get some runs in on this. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you soon.